Hey guys, I want to get on here really quick and announce my giveaway winner. I announced the giveaway in my last video. What you would get if you don't have a passport and you are a United States citizen, I would buy your passport for you. So the whole 165 USD that's needed for your passport, I was going to cover the cost for you. For people that already have a passport or people that were international, what I was going to do was going to give you 165 USD in the form of a gift card to the airline of your choice. So if you like Delta, if you like British Airways, if you like Qatar, Emirates, whatever that may be, that's the gift card that I would give you. And so for you to win, you had to be a follower of mine. So you have to follow me. You have to comment a place you want to go. And you have to comment why you followed my channel or any type of feedback for my channel. The winner is going to be Chris Smith 78. And girl, you have been following me. It's been over a year now, and you always come to my videos. You are one of there's 3 people that are like my day ones. And I would say that's Neil Morrison, montage videos, and Chris Smith. Okay, but I just wanted to share and give back because it really matters to me and everything that you do for my channel and just the words of encouragement and always watching whatever I put out. Like, it means the world to me. Like I mentioned in my video before, the winner has 1 week, so until my next video, to claim the prize. So just shoot me an email from an email that's linked to my channel. You have a week to claim your prize. In the event that it's not claimed, I will release another winner in my next video. Congratulations, Chris. Thank you as always for being there, liking, commenting, and subscribe. And for those who didn't win this time, don't worry. I'm going to do more giveaways. Each milestones I hit, I'm always going to do a giveaway because I want to give back to you guys. And I do this channel for y'all. And I definitely want you guys to be traveling and seeing the world. Like, I want that for you. Like, come on. If you haven't, comment love. I notice when you're commenting. I notice when you're sharing ideas. I notice when you're supporting me. I notice, and it means the world to me. So now let's get into the video. Osaka, baby. Hey guys, welcome to my visual diary. My name is Taylor. I'm a travel vlogger and we are in Osaka, Japan. Can you believe it? Osaka, Japan. I cannot believe it. I wanted to go here last year when I was here, but I couldn't make it because there was a hurricane that came in. I ended up having to go back to Tokyo. I am staying at the Abo Resort and Hotel. It's honestly really nice. I just booked this on Expedia and I had no idea that it was going to be this nice. So I really enjoy my hotel. Like the lobby, did y'all see it? In the exterior, I love plants and I love the city. So eats. I had no idea that Osaka was this big. I don't do my research, guys. I just find places that are cute. Literally watch videos on YouTube and then I see somebody go somewhere cute and then I go. That's how I plan my trips. Like or like I get a notification from Jack's Flight Club and I'm like, okay, I'll go there. And then I'm like, whoa. So I'm very shocked this is a city. It's gigantic. It is a city. Like I am shocked that it's like New York size city. Shocked. It's huge. What I like about it so far, it's a completely different vibe from Tokyo, and that's what everyone says. Everyone says that Osaka is like very much, they're much more lax than Tokyo, and that is like the best way to describe Osaka. Like I fit in. Like my what I'm wearing because I have on a nice hoodie and I have on some because I'm just super grunge and like a boy, y'all know that. And I have on some joggers and I fit all the way in. The only thing that doesn't fit in is my skin, but even like my hair fits in. They're very much into like streetwear. It also is a lot more, it's a lot vibrant, like colorful. Tokyo is very uniform. A lot of the comments that people make about Tokyo is that it's very perfect because a lot of people wear navy blue, white, and black. It's very structured, it's very organized, it's very like in line. Whereas Osaka, how I knew that I was in like a more lax city, the crosswalk was red and somebody crossed the crosswalk. And I was like, oh, that's new. I don't care if there's no cars on the road. People are not crossing the crosswalk in Tokyo. They're following the rules. And so when I saw that, I was like, oh, different environment. And also the way that people dress. I see a lot more people that are tanned. I see a lot more people in streetwear, a lot more people just like with a lot more personality. And like it feels very grunge and like a mix of like New York City and Paris, like the aesthetic visually on like how people dress. You still have like that some people still have like that Tokyo style, like the navy blues and the blacks and the more formal wear. It's a lot more like casual, like streetwear. Like when you think about like Japanese people have like a really fire dress game and you think about just the street fashion, I can see like where a lot of their influencers are coming from here. From what I saw, just how people are dressed, I was like, y'all are eating. I was like, where y'all getting y'all clothes from? Because I'm gonna go where y'all are going. Y'all are eating. So yeah, I really enjoyed that. Another thing that was interesting was my flight here. I flew Japanese Airways or Japan Air. What did I fly? What's the name of my airline? Okay, Japan Airlines. My comments are, why was that the best airport experience I've ever had in my life? And I'm not even being dramatic. I'm being so for real. Why was that the best airport experience I've ever had in my entire life? One, I think because Japan is safe. They didn't even ask for my ID. Let's start there. I didn't I didn't give them my ID at all. I didn't have to give them my passport. I don't have to show them any identification. Let's start there. When I bought my ticket, I only paid for the like the basic economy, so it doesn't come with a check bag. But when I got to the airport, I needed to check a bag. I just wanted to check a bag because I had a feeling like my bags wouldn't fit. I just checked it anyway. Why was it free? Like, why was me checking my bag for? It was not supposed to be free. Like, I was supposed to pay for that. It was free. All I did was put in that I want to check a bag, checked it. It was free, no cost. I was like, okay, what's happening here? Then when I went through security, all I had to do was just I didn't have to take my laptop out. I didn't have to take any electronics out. I didn't have to take out my Kindle. I didn't have to take out my camera, my phone. I didn't have to take any electronics out. I didn't have to take any liquids out. There is like, they don't care about your liquid allowance. I mean, I pretty could have walked through there with a bottle of water, no care. And then I put everything inside of like just on like the like the little belt thing that goes through security. I didn't have to take my shoes off or my hoodie, y'all. And so I was in and out of security and dropping my bags off in like 11 minutes. And the reason why it took so long, because I didn't know where I was going. So really it would have been like 6 minutes. So that experience was outstanding. When I got to the actual airplane, did y'all see how big the airplane was? The airplane was the size of an airplane that we used to fly to Japan from America. That's how big the airplane was. But I think it's just because like Japan is so densely populated, like going from Tokyo to Osaka, those are two like super populated, super dense populated areas. So I think that might have been why. But y'all, and the boarding process did not take long. And I had so much room. I was like, okay, what's happening? So they had a really good, the movie sections weren't better than movie section in the States, but their movie sections, like, to be Japanese air, Japan ate down. Plans for today, I'm about to go get some dinner. And then I booked a massage. Like, my hotel is so nice. They literally do massages in your room. And so I booked an 80-minute massage in my room, and that massage is at 8 p.m. And so basically what I gotta do is get some food really quick, come back here, take a bath because I want to be clean before my massage, and then get my massage and go to sleep. Or at least maybe edit a little bit or something, or read. I don't know. It depends because my massage is 80 minutes and I just know I'm going to be knocked out after that. So, that's all I have for you guys right now. So, let's go get some food. Guys, so we're ready to go and get some food. And one thing I want to show you guys, like, again, very similar to Tokyo, if you watch my Tokyo vlogs, Osaka is still quiet. Like, I haven't really edited much of the video footage. Most of it is still raw. I haven't adjusted the volume that much. So if you're trying to feel like out the noise as far as walking through the city, it is pretty similar to Tokyo. One thing though, Osaka I feel is a little bit more lively. One thing that people say about Osaka, it's a place people go to party. So if you're trying to party and have a good time and also get a lot of culture, but still get something new, it very much has that like New York feel. Like it felt like I was in New York City. Like that was like my closest feeling to New York outside of New York. It also feels kind of similar to London as well. Like if you're into London, you've been to London, just as far as like the city scene, the liveliness, the expression, the multiple different personalities, the freedom of expression. It's just like very much of a city, but it's still safe. That's one thing I always say about Japan. It's so safe. Like I felt safe walking around as a woman all by myself. I didn't feel like threatened. I didn't feel like it wasn't gonna, like, I just didn't feel like I needed any type of protection. I felt so safe, and I always am gonna feel safe in Japan. Like it's so safe. So I had to go and get food, you guys, and this is one of the first times that I ate something and it was very underwhelming. What I got is I got the seaweed chips. The seaweed chips as my starter, they were really good. I have no complaints about them. It's just fried seaweed. So, I mean, if you like seaweed, it's very good. I have no complaints about that. However, what I ordered after that was sushi. And I can't remember the type of sushi I got. You guys, the sushi was so nasty. It was so nasty. They put like a lot of mayo on it, and I tried to like season it up a bit. You're gonna see me pour some soy sauce on it to make it taste better. So it didn't work. It was so nasty. I couldn't even finish it, and like I didn't even want to come off as rude because like I don't know what the culture is, like if it's okay not to eat your food or not, but I couldn't eat it. I tried. But the restaurant though, one thing I will say is this restaurant was a little louder, so I would feel totally comfortable using like English speech here or anything like that, like because it was super loud. So like if I had to talk on the phone to my family, I wouldn't feel any type of problem. The next thing I got though was these fried oysters, and these weren't nasty, they were just blazing hot. It's like they fried them in hellfire oil. Like you're gonna see when I lift it back up, the steam blazing off. Like, look how much steam. I'm trying to blow it off. Look at the steam. Look how hot it was. It was so hot. And I would put it inside of, like, the tartar sauce that came with it just to cool it off. I was submerging it in tartar sauce just so that I didn't burn the roof of my mouth. So that was, like, the only time... Not the only time. I feel like Osaka, it was like a hit or miss with the food for me. You're going to see later on, like when I do another vlog about like my overall time in Osaka, But I will say that the food in Osaka is very much hit or miss. This area is just like a super nice like shopping area and shopping plazas. You can get food here. They have karaoke. They have like shops here. Just a lot of like little places that you can do things. That was super close to my hotel, so that's why I went there. And then I had to start making my way back, you guys, because I had my massage appointment. And today was really just a day of me getting acclimated and situated with Osaka. You guys know I like to do like just that one day where I'm getting sorted and getting myself in order for like the rest of the trip to come. And so that's really what I spent this day doing, familiarizing myself with the area, familiarizing myself with the public transport, and just the food options around me and like the vibe of the city. And so I made my way back to the hotel after that. Yeah. You want to?